Hey weirdos, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if this is your first time seeing my face. My name is Repulsive Artichoke, and over here we investigate all things crime, cryptids, and even some cults, but also just dark and weird stuff. So today I'm doing something a little bit different. At the minute, I am currently working on one of my long scripts for the World of Weird segments that I normally do. But in between, I kind of wanted to do some more stuff where I could be unscripted. So today we are going to take a look at a video that Zach has sent me, and we're gonna see what this is about. Already from the title, I have a feeling I'm gonna get pretty annoyed. So let's get into it before I lose my sanity. Let's go.
What's your name?
Debbie Stevens, please help me. I don't want to die.
You're not gonna die. Hold on for a minute.
Well, I'm scared. I'm sorry. I didn't know the water. I couldn't see the water. And when I came up on it, man, it just all of a sudden hit me.
On Saturday morning, Deborah Stevens was delivering newspapers on Kincaid Avenue in Fort Smith. At 4:38 a.m., she called 911 after her car was swept into this creek. Now, this is what the road looked like from the view of first responders.
How long is it going to be, man? My son's going to die, and I can't charge it.
The 911 call goes on. The dispatcher can be heard calling for officers and rescuers, but has a hard time finding the exact location. The dispatcher can be heard telling Debbie that she delivers papers and should know the area. Debbie's telling her that she can see people at nearby.
So she tells her that because she delivers papers, she should know the area. It's too early for you to get annoyed, Lily. It's too early. Me have some. Oh yeah, went to see Beetlejuice yesterday. You can't really see, but this has got a light on it, and it says Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. Without spoiling it for anyone, it was good, but for me, I preferred the first film. But yeah, I got this with a drink, and I love it. I will be using no other cup temporarily. Although I could do with it having a handle, but that's just because I'm a clumsy bit.
By apartments.
A lot of people have called in on you, so I don't think that nobody's just sitting there. They actually called in, but they're not going to get themselves in danger because you put yourself in danger.
What? What the fuck? Okay.
I'm scared. I've never had anything like this happen to me before.
Well, this will teach you next time. Don't drive in the water.
She didn't do it on purpose. I don't think it was a goal. I keep looking over here because this is where the OBS screen is. So I keep just looking at myself. But what? What the hell?
Couldn't see it, ma'am. I'm sorry, or I wouldn't have.
I don't see how you didn't see it. You had to go right over it, so.
There's also other 911 calls coming in that the dispatcher has to take.
Call for Barlink for Highway 58 and 8. Okay, then I can cancel it. They got the Barlink got the note. Thank you.
Oh my God, ma'am.
Yes.
At 5 a.m., the 911 call is disconnected, and rescuers are now in the water. Tonight, the Fort Smith Police interim chief is speaking out about the dispatcher's call, saying he listened to it and that it's less than desirable.
Now, I will say,
Less than desirable? Not having your flavour of ice cream at an ice cream shop is less than desirable. This is just This is infuriating.
The manner that she spoke during this conversation would probably have been addressed, but it would have been more of a rudeness, quality of service type complaint.
However, nothing
Did I just hear that right? Let me just
will come of it.
replay what he said.
The manner that she spoke during this conversation would probably have been addressed, but it would have been more of a rudeness, quality.
I think she was a bit more than rude. Victim blaming someone isn't just rude. Oh my Christ.
Quality of service type complaint.
However, nothing will come of it. The chief says the dispatcher put in her 2 weeks notice before this, and that call came on her last day and final shift.
Well, that explains it. That explains it. I have worked in many jobs, and I have had last days where I have been, you know, a bit chill, a bit more laid back on my last day. I didn't laugh at somebody or blame them for getting themselves into a life-threatening situation. I think at most I was a little bit less productive than I normally was.
Can't investigate someone who no longer works here. However,
yes, you can't investigate someone that no longer works there, but I feel like you should at least make her new job aware of the situation.
An investigation into our policies, our responses, our dispatch center. I've been in communication with the fire chief. We're looking at what we can do to maybe increase training.
I don't really know what training you can give people to, you know, not victim blame people at a 911, I don't know what you call it, a call centre or what, but yeah, okay. Well, okay, so I do have another video that we're going to go over. Right, so we've got another one that we're going to look at. This is about someone who has allegedly murdered their mother. And again, this is probably going to infuriate me. But this is actually going to be the sheriff officer's statement about it.
Hello everyone, thank you for being with me today. I've got two items that we're going to go over, and the first one that I want to talk about is a murder, a cold-blooded murder of a 39-year-old mother by her 17-year-old son. And it's not just a singular murder, but as we got into the investigation, we found that about a year and a half, maybe a year and 8 months, 9 months earlier, he murdered his father in Oklahoma. So let me...
Excuse me? Just casually gonna drop that in there. Okay. Wow. Okay. So how is he able to have killed his mother as well? Should he not already be in prison?
Let me tell you about this. It all started on September the 8th, which was this last Sunday, when we got a 911 call from Colin Griffith, who's 17 years of age. And here's what he said. He said he and his mother had a very long fight, and she fell on a knife and killed herself. And she's bleeding from the neck. He didn't say.
Colin, why did you think that was going to work? Are you okay? No, clearly you're not okay, because you wouldn't have done that if you were okay. What?
She killed herself, said he's bleeding from the neck. So our 911 operators appropriately were giving him instructions on how to do life-saving techniques. When the deputies arrived, he met the deputies outside, and he was calm, cool, collected, not upset, and he had blood on him. What we found inside was this knife. This knife is 12 inches long, and of the 12 inches, 8 inches of that is the blade. So he's saying that his mother fell on this knife. We started our investigation at that point. The next morning at the medical examiner's office and the autopsy, the medical examiner said it is not reasonable or plausible that she died the way that he said she did. Just didn't happen. There were witnesses outside the mobile home that actually saw Colin drag his mother into the house by the hair on her head. Colin is about 6 foot and 160 pounds. So an investigation started. This residence was at 77 Hewlett Drive, which is Auburndale, and it's called the Hamptons. It's a 55 and over community. And where it occurred was at Colin's grandmother's house. Colin's grandmother at the time was not there. She has another home in the Keys, and that's where she was. But let me go through some details, because as we start to peel back the layer of this onion, we find out that this is not just a singular event with Colin stabbing his mother in the neck and ultimately killing her. Here's what we found, and follow me as I read a timeline to you. On February 14th, 2023, on Valentine's Day, in Lincoln County, Lincoln County, Oklahoma. There's a Lincoln County, Nebraska too. In Lincoln County, Oklahoma, Colin said that his dad pulled a knife on him, and he shot and killed his dad. That's right. His father was named Charles. He shot him.
So your dad pulls a knife on you and you shoot him. Okay, so my theory is, now this is just my opinion, I'm gonna say the chances are he probably didn't, and he just used that as his defense, because parts of America do have a stand your ground law where, you know, if you're feeling threatened or you're going to be attacked, you are kind of in the right to do something like that.
Once in the chest and once in the head, and he claimed self-defense. The Lincoln County Sheriff's Office and the Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigations charged Colin with murder in the first degree.
Good.
They dropped the charges less than a month later. They said they could not disprove Colin's assertion of self-defense. So he was released.
Couldn't prove it. Okay, I watch a lot of law programs and a lot of law YouTubers, so I can kind of see that they were probably more thinking that they probably wouldn't be able to get a conviction out of it because they have to prove beyond reasonable doubt that they did it. And I'm guessing they just didn't have that. But to me, there is a lot of stuff that does kind of point in that direction.
Well, when he was released in March of 23, just barely a month after the original murder of his father, he came to Charlotte County, Florida, to live with his mother. And when he came to live with his mother, Catherine Griffith, who was 39, you would think things would be better. He would be really, really lucky that, hey, this was a self-defense and I'm here with Mom. But 6 months later, guess what happened?
Well, I'm
He's
going to
Baker acted.
guess.
So it's September, and as he's getting out of the original Baker Act, he makes a statement that, well, I'll kill myself or I'll kill my mother by shooting or stabbing her.
This guy is not a very good criminal. That's not how you do it. You don't just admit to that. If you're gonna plan something like that, don't admit to it, because then that kind of shows your intent. Just saying. I'm not telling people how to commit crimes, by the way. Just saying.
Charlotte County re-Baker acts him the same exact day. They keep him 3 more days.
Yeah, good. But what?
Now we're 2 months later. This is November 2023. Colin then is arrested for domestic violence on his mother. And
I am getting a bit lost for words here.
And the reason he battered his mother is because she was disciplining him and took his video game privileges away. So he beat up his mother.
I am sorry. You murdered your mother because she disciplined you. Like, I have been a teenager. I know that sucks. But I've never tried to murder my mother over it. Like, I'm running out of words in my brain here.
He pushed her to the ground and he stomped on her. The grandmother was there and witnessed this. Colin said it was self-defense. She made me do it. The grandmother.
That seems to be this guy's favorite word, self-defense.
Said, no, no, no. Your mother did not provoke this at all. You simply were being disciplined and made to give up your game because of failure to carry out what you should, empty the garbage, wash the dishes, whatever they gave him to do.
This was over chores.
He claims self-defense when he stomped his mama, but he went to jail anyway.
Good.
3 months later, 12th of February in 2024, he has an argument with his mother, and he runs away from Charlotte County and comes back to Auburndale to his grandmother's house. Now, his grandmother's not there. And we got involved in this on the 12th of February, and the mother said, and the grandmother said, hey, we don't feel safe with him around. So our deputies who found him up here as a missing persons reported in Charlotte County turned him over to DCF. 2 days later, on the 14th of February, the anniversary of him killing his dad a year ago, he's reunited with his mother by DCF.
It's going to have been a good thing.
Colin made the statement that I don't want to go home. I'll use any force necessary to avoid it, to include killing my mother. So that's the second time he threatened to kill his mother. 2 weeks later, so they didn't make him go home on the 14th, but about 2 weeks later, in March of 2024, they reunite Colin with his mother again. Everybody's calmed down.
I don't think they should have done that.
Now, in May of 2024, Colin graduated from an alternative high school in Charlotte County and began attending community college.
17.
Now let's advance 4 months later to September the 6th. Colin has an argument about home chores, and he flees from his mother's house again and comes up to his grandmother's house. Grandmother's
Kid
not
just
there.
does not like doing
She's
chores, does it?
in the Keys. So then Mom lets the event calm down, and she tells her son, hey, you need to come home. And she asks him to come home and face his responsibility. Colin says, I'm not coming back home. That was September the 7th. So now we're to the fateful day on September 8th. Mom drives up here to Auburndale from Charlotte County. She arrives at 4 o'clock. At about 4:30, witnesses and neighbors see Colin and Mom arguing outside, and Colin grabs his mother by the hair and drags her into the house. Just about 2 hours later, that's when we receive a 911 call where Colin said, I've had a very, very long fight with Mom, and she fell on a knife and she's bleeding from the neck. Our investigation clearly and unequivocally shows that that circumstance did not occur like that. In fact, he used similar language to when he made the 911 call, 18 or 20 months earlier, when he shot and killed his father. It's important to understand, when you look at this, you see a kid. When I look at him, I see a psychopath.
No, that's what I'm seeing too.
I see totally erratic behavior.
Yep.
To the point that he's already, at 17 years of age, shot and killed his father and got away with it, and stabbed his mother in the neck so hard that the knife went all the way through and was to the back of her neck, and she died there. He's being charged with first-degree murder, obviously, and we're asking the state attorney's office, it's their decision, but our state attorney's office is the greatest, to prosecute him as an adult.
Good.
We've also wrapped back around with the prosecutors, the DA's office, as they call them in Oklahoma, and they said if we develop information during this investigation that allows them, they will reopen the murder investigation in Oklahoma and potentially charge him out there. But at this time, they did not have sufficient information to charge him with murder. The unfortunate thing was now he's killed 2 people and killed his mother and father, and I can assure you, beyond and to the exclusion of every reasonable doubt, based upon his conduct, had he gone to live with his grandmother at the end of this and she crossed him, she would be next.
Yeah, she definitely would have
He's
been.
violent. He's dangerous. He showed zero remorse. Zero remorse
And
when he was being interviewed.
to me, that kind of shows that showing the lack of remorse it's a psychopathic trait. you know, yeah.
In fact, when we attempted the interview, he met the original deputy in the front yard. And he didn't say, Mom's in here, Mom's bleeding to death, Mom needs help. He looked the deputy in the eye and says, I know my rights, I want an attorney.
Well, that does say a lot without saying very little at all. I'm just looking at the top comment and it says that boy is a demon, and probably not, but close to it.
Zero emotion about hurry up, help Mom, she's bleeding, she's got a problem. He is a dangerous human being. And we have him securely locked up.
Good.
And we are working with the state attorney's office. We're putting the rest of the investigation together. We have began to talk to some of the family, which has confirmed that he is a dangerous person. Before I go to the second event, are there any questions?
Okay, I'm gonna leave it at that one because that was heavy. I don't even know what to say with that, because that kid's messed up. Like, how does someone get that messed up? I honestly don't. I honestly think that obviously it's confirmed this kid was definitely thinking about this way before it happened. Apparently he was thinking about it like a month after killing his dad. Oh, that's just awful. It really is. And like, I'm very glad that he didn't get a chance to, do anything to his grandma. But now his grandma has got to spend the rest of her life knowing that she lost a daughter because her grandson was just so selfish. Like, I would honestly love to know what compels someone to do that, because, yeah. Anyway, yeah, so that was interesting to say the least. I'm probably going to try and follow along with the last case as much as I can. See how he's going to plea and stuff like that, if there's a trial. So I might make a follow-up to this if there's a trial, or if we just go straight into sentencing with him. Yeah, because I'm just interested to see what causes someone to do that, especially at 17. Yeah, that's insane. Anyway, I hope that hasn't put too much of a downer on your guys' day. And if you want to see anything like this from me again in the future, let me know. If there's anything that you want to send me to do reactions to, head on over to my Instagram, and you can send me stuff through there. That's probably the best way to do it. I may not reply to you on Instagram straight away because I'm a little bit special and I don't check my messages that much. But either way, I hope you guys enjoyed that as much as you could, I guess. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one.